Hey everyone, this is a review of the Ware Craftform adjustable torque screwdriver. This particular model is number 7447. There are a couple others like it that I'll talk about the differences in the review. So we're going to cover features this has, what I'm using it for, and what I think about the tool. So here's the tool up close. It's got a really nice pistol grip design. This will give you extra leverage when you're at the upper end of the torque range that this thing offers. This one in particular goes from 25 to 55 inch-pounds. And up in the 50 plus inch-pound range, that's really where this pistol grip and the extra leverage is going to come in handy. If you've got a standard screwdriver style torque driver, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get up in that range. You're going to tire out your hand a lot faster if you're doing a lot of fasteners. So on the front here, you can see you've got your inch-pound setting, and they make a metric version of this as well that does Newton meters. But right now it's set at the lowest setting, which is what you want to store it at so you don't wear out the spring and throw off the calibration. In the bottom here, you've got a built-in tool for adjusting it. It's really just a 17mm box end wrench. So if you lose this, it's not really a big deal. You can still adjust it. To increase the torque, if you're looking down the end of it, you turn it clockwise, like you're screwing in a bolt. And the little arrow will tell you what rating you're at. Right now we're at 50 inch-pounds. If you turn it around again, you'll get to the max setting, which is 55 inch-pounds. So it's really easy to read this, really easy to change the settings. I like that it has a built-in adjustment mechanism here. The only problem is it's really secure when you put it in this way. It's not coming out. If you flip it around, and there's not really any markings that shows it being one way or the other, it's really loose. And it's going to fall right out and you lose it. Luckily, it's loose enough that you'll find that out immediately. And there's like a little bit of a bend to it. I don't know if you can see that. And that's why one way works and the other way doesn't. But if it goes in and you don't feel it securely in there, just flip it around. I really think that's an oversight on Ware's part, though. This should have better retention than it does. It's got decent retention if you get it the right way in, but it's just no excuse they don't have it right the other way. The bit holder on this thing is really nice. It's got a collar that rotates freely, so you can add some extra support without messing up the torque values you're actually imparting to the fastener. To put a bit in here, we just 1/4 inch hex bit, push it in, it locks into place, it's not going anywhere. It's pretty secure. It's got a little tiny bit of wobble, but it's a decently tight tolerance that they have on this thing. To remove the bit, you just pull this out, and it's as easy as that. So it's one-handed bit insertion. You don't have to mess with the collar at all, and then to pull it out, it's natural. You just keep pulling like you would normally to remove the bit, and it works just fine. The one thing I will note about this hex collar is aluminum, and you can see this tool, it doesn't have a very wide surface that it grips on. It's already kind of chewing up the edges here. They're not, I'd say it's mostly cosmetic damage at this point, but I haven't had this for too terribly long, so I expect this surface to get pretty chewed up in the long run. So one thing to note about this is it does not have a ratchet mechanism. So if you're loosening something, it's just you turn it as hard as you can. You're not going to damage it. Don't worry about it. And then when you're tightening something, you've got to spin it all the way around. It does not ratchet. So if you're in tight quarters, this handle is going to be in the way. So if you're doing something, you might need to keep an Allen key around with you or a regular screwdriver that you can fasten things with. And then when you get down to the final torque range, you torque it down with the torque driver. So I really wish they had a ratchet option with this. I would have been willing to pay 25 to 50% more for this tool if it ratcheted as well. They have a regular screwdriver version of this that ratchets, but not a torque driver one that ratchets. I really wish they had made that a feature on this tool. Torque indication when you're using this is really great. There's a very strong click whenever you reach torque, and then it'll rotate freely a little bit. And it's the same strong click from the lowest end of the range up through the top of the range. Some torque wrenches, when you're down in the lower end, the click style torque wrench, you can barely tell it's clicking. That's not the case with this one. Even down at 25 inch-pounds, you're going to get a very definite indication you've reached torque. There are a few versions of these. This is the variable adjustable torque one. There is a preset adjustable torque that you actually have to take this little cover off to change the torque setting. So it's not up here in the front, it's internal. And so most people won't want that version. Most people will want this version, the 7447. The difference there is if you're on an assembly line or if you're always doing the same type of fastener to the same torque, then the other version, the preset adjustable, might be for you. So I bought mine for doing maintenance on my joiner. The carbide cutters on the cutter head have a specified torque rating, and I wanted to make sure I was doing it according to the manufacturer's instructions because we're looking at thousandths of an inch accuracy with that machine, and I didn't want to just guess. It's been really great for that use, and I'm looking forward to using it for anything else that comes up in that range that's below my regular torque wrench torque specifications. Overall, I think this is a great little tool. Price point on this was $99. I think it's definitely worth that. There are definitely cheaper versions, not any with pistol grips that I've found. I think this one, for the comfort it offers for repeated torquing, is going to be a huge advantage over a standard screwdriver style one. It's got a great level of quality to it as well. It's a very well built tool. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments section below. And once again, don't forget to subscribe.